Hello, my YouTube friends. It is December 28th, 2024, Central Florida, Zone 9B. And I wanted to share something I learned today. First, here's my wreck. Cavendish dwarf. It's slow going because it's winter. But it is going. It is a nice big rack, and it looks like these bottom ones are turning, but they're small. I may compost those. But these are not even close to being ready, but see how prominent the edges are? They have a ways to go. When this plumps up and smooths out is when they will be near ready. And my newest Musa, you can see up there the flowers coming along nice and big. Yeah, Milton, right after Hurricane Milton, a lot of my Cavendish threw these immature banana racks, like 5 of them. Never had that happen before. I don't know if the stress did it or what. Those never even came out. So I'm just leaving them all up to help keep warmth in the group. I have another one over here, just tiny itty bitties, and I have more along the way. And then after the last frost, I'll just chop them all down and refeed the soil. Looks like I have a potato growing in here. Isn't that something? It looks like a potato. But that's not what I wanted to show you today. I learned something new. So this trash can, I pulled out of my chicken coop. When I first built the chicken coop, 6 months ago maybe, 5 months ago, in the middle of the year, I took this trash can. As you can see, I made all these holes all around, all the way to the bottom. And I stuck this in the chicken run with it buried. You can kind of see it was buried to there. And then in it, I would put leaves. I would put leftover chicken scraps that they didn't eat. Anything compostable in the chicken coop. Sometimes I'd clean off their chicken poop and put in there. Like I said, anything. If I cleaned up the run, leaves, debris, branches, food, bad eggs, everything went in here. And so I took this out just a couple days ago, and it was only about up to here, and it was dark rich, and I needed a little soil. So I decided to use this because Milton totally took down my dragon fruit trellis. I had a trellis, a big trellis that went up and over here, and it was full of dragon fruit. So I am having to restart my dragon fruit. This is an old bed frame that I dug out of the trash, and it's going to serve as it's new because I don't want it so high. I want to be able to reach everything. I don't want to have to get ladders, but I may get a more sturdy trellis built here. Anyways, I needed some soil for this pot here. I wanted to start getting something growing in it. I got a starter pepper from Rural King yesterday. I just figured, you know what, I'm going to grab one and see how it does. It's a red, sweet bell pepper. So I added the soil, and I just wanted to show you. This is the first time I did this. It's an experiment to see what happens. Like I said, it's only been like 5-6 months, and I dumped it, and look at this. I mean, I know you might not see it now. They've all hid, but it is oozing. It was oozing with worms and maggots and bugs. Look at this beautiful compost. I almost think it might be too rich to start planting in right now. I did go ahead and put my starter pepper in here. Cleaned up his leaves so he can focus on getting into his new home. But I wanted to share this. Oh my gosh, it's so rich. And they've all taken cover, but this literally, ooh, that's a mouthful for me, was just oozing There's some little worms oozing with life. And that is what you want. I mean, if I went down like really close, you might be able to see all the little microscopic things crawling around. I see them. But that's what you want for your soil. You want it alive. Oh my gosh. So, because I took it out because I thought to myself, it's probably not working. It's probably going to take forever. Sometimes I would forget it's in there. There's not a lot in there. Oh, it all composted down. And the chickens would dig around it, and they would get any bugs coming in, worms and stuff coming in and out. And they were always digging around it, so they knew. And this was heavy. It was so compacted that I had to get the dolly to pull it out here. And like I said, you can kind of see the line. It was just below that hole. I dumped some over here into the new, this dragon fruit has taken off. This is all new growth. You can see all this new growth. The only thing that was here was this long piece was the only one that I was able to salvage, and the dark green 2 pieces. So it's very happy. So I dumped some in here, and then I'll spread it out and cover it with leaves. I also have green onions. These are from the grocery store, and I stuck a passion fruit in here. I'm going to let this grow along with the dragon fruit just to see what happens. You can see this little one here. So I have some cuttings that I saved, so I may start another dragon fruit in here. Maybe build like a trellis around the pineapples and let it take over, who knows. But I wanted to share this. So if you have a chicken coop and chicken run where you can just take an old trash can, poke holes in it, put it in there, dig it. I had to dig it down some because they do dig around it and they dig deep. So I dug it down into the ground. You can see it was into the ground to about here. And then just put their scraps in there. The scraps they don't eat in there. Their chicken poo when you clean their pads. Grass clippings, leaves, branches. Anything that's edible. Plants, fruits, vegetables. Put in there. I did have a lid over it, but it wasn't a tight. I just put like a square little piece of plywood over there so I could just walk by, because this was at the side of the chicken run. That way if I was watering by, I would just squirt some water in there to keep it moist. That was about the only thing I did. I never stirred it, never did anything. And 5-6 months, this beautiful, beautiful, full of life compost. I love it. So I'm going to see. I went ahead and stuck my pepper in here. We will see what happens. I'll get some leaves or whatever to cover it. This was the... I don't buy starts very often, but I just felt like it. Yeah. And that's it. I don't buy soil unless I just have a big project and I don't have enough, but that's very rare. I create my own, and this is how I do it. And the chickens, now I have chickens to help get it along, go faster. I also make my own compost tea. You can see I've been feeding this bok choy. So I take a bucket, there's no holes, and what I do is I put stuff in there where I don't want to compost in the soil because I know it'll regrow. So that stuff I break up, put in the bucket, and I'll fill this bucket with water and let it sit. In a couple days, I'll have some beautiful compost tea. Like this one's dry and everything's growing out of it now. And then I just water my little vegetable gardens here with the compost tea. I even have, this is butternut squash in the middle of winter growing. It's not supposed to be. I have one in the backyard that actually threw a butternut. Look at all this bok choy. Something else is enjoying it. That's okay. I have a bunch in the back as well. I also, this might be what's eating them. This milkweed is just for them. But I just wanted to share that on the compost for anybody that's looking for easy ways to make their own compost, plant food. Aren't they just adorable? I love them. And there you have it. I got some potatoes that just started growing. I love things that just grow. Anyway, so yeah, if you have chickens in a run, stick a bucket, trash can. You could do a tote. You can go do one of these bins and just start putting your unwanted scraps in there. And check it in 6 months. Water it every now and then. This is beautiful. So yeah, go grow something.